Would you watch a video with this thumbnail? Probably not. So I went ahead and updated to this because this is a great video and I want to make sure she gets the views. So first off, the reason why the difference between these two is the full bodies in this. Unless she was on the beach, this does not make any sense. Because she's standing on the water, we're just going to put the top half of her instead. Something else we're going to do, we're going to enlarge her so we can see more of her. Okay, and then the text is super hard to read. It is white, it is on a background, this is not good. So the next thing that we're actually going to do is we're going to work on making sure we can see the text, and the text is better than best tips for traveling alone. Like, that is nice and that's cool, but that is not everything that we need to know. We're going to change this to be something that's more engaging, such as everything that you need to know for traveling alone. Because the thing is, that sounds better. To keep the momentum going, we're actually going to separate the text as we're going to leave everything you need to know on one section, and then the second section's about traveling alone. But first, I want to change the color of the original photo for the cruise. We're going to use Arrow. I like that. No, Luna looks a lot better actually. So we're going to keep this, and now we're going to go ahead and play around with the text because I was like, that background was a little dull. That's the reason we want to keep things vibrant, lively. This is about everything you need to know. It needs not necessarily luxurious, but it needs to look bright, okay? So we're going to recenter the text. We're going to make sure that this is centered. We're going to do what we have to do to make sure that's done, as in there's extra stuff to the sides of the text that's not really allowing for us to truly know what our center is and allow us to be navigated and guided with Canva's guidelines. So now that we've shrunk that out, we now know what center looks like. We're going to take the time to start changing things around. I'm going to click elements. I'm going to click on the square because that square is going to allow me to add the white background behind the white text, which I will then change to black font because you won't be able to see white on white. It's just, it's not possible. Okay, especially not from afar, because we want to make sure that the thumbnail is a good look from the distance as it is up close. Okay, now to make this even more noticeable, we're going to lift the text using the effect lift to make sure that that text really pops off the screen, but not too much. Now let's go ahead and work on about traveling alone. We're going to resize this down, and I'm going to play around to see what I like best. Does it look better with just a single line, or it's actually looking kind of tiny? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change some things around. I'm thinking outline it so that you can really tell the difference between the water and the words. And the outline, gray is not going to work in this case. We're going to switch that to black as an outline. And then we're going to look at the thickness to make sure that we like what we see. As you can see, you can raise the thickness up, you can lower it down. I like it around the 75 mark. And then I'm like, the white's not really going here. I'm going to go ahead and change that to yellow. That really makes it boom. Everything you need to know about traveling alone. Now, when it comes to her, I'm going to resize her image just so there's a perfect play of her, the cruise, and then the text, everything you need to know about traveling alone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some time to look back at the previous design just to see if there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, I am. One, she's a lot closer, she's brighter, and that ship is a lot closer. So let's go ahead and resize the image of the ship. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's line it up to make sure it does sit like right by that text as you currently see. We're going to move the words around because I've noticed that the white rectangle is not going to the top of the actual thumbnail. That's a big no-no. So we're going to go ahead and fix that, get it just right. We're also going to make sure that everything you need to know is still in center. From there, we're going to play around with about traveling alone. I noticed that on my other design that I actually made it where it was 2 lines and it was bigger. So I'm going to increase the font size just to make sure I'm giving exactly what I told you I was going to give. So next we decided to change it into a multi-line. We're going to press enter, and then we're going to go to format because I want this not to be lined into the center. I want it to be aligned to the left. Now that we've done that, we're going to make the box a whole lot tinier. Like I said before, make sure that we're actually able to use the guidelines that Canva gives us. And now that we did that, we're going to make her just a little bit bigger, just so we can really see everything. Now, let's go ahead and move the about traveling alone just a little bit more to the right to make sure everything is in perfect alignment. You can use the nudge functionality to do that, especially if you're on your phone. Now, with all that being said, hey, look at that. But it's the exact same design. I hope this helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe.